Well, welcome to a bit of a bonus video, I suppose, about the Rover Metro and the day I spent filming with no other than Ed from Twincam Cars. It was a great experience, so much like the extra video about the brochures and the books that I done on the Velsatis. We have one on the Metro, so if you want more Metro content, or like I said last time, you just like the sound of my lovely voice, then here we are. In this video we've got the full extent of the drive that I went on with Ed from Twincam Cars in the Metro. You know, a lot of good points in that about safety and you know, how unsafe or safe for the time the Rover Metro was. All good stuff that we just couldn't squeeze into the full review. If you are watching this and you haven't seen the review though, that's linked below. I've done a full review on the lovely 1991 Rover Metro 1.1C, so do go and watch that. It's linked below. But yeah, in this video we've just got a bit of an extended drive with Ed and a look through some of the brochures that Ed very kindly let me have a look through on the day of the review. One thing that struck me about this 90s brochure for the Metro, there's been a real departure from the brochures that we had from Rover and BL in the 80s. You know, the photography's a lot more on point. It's a lot more classy, a lot more modern actually than what you would have got with the sort of stuff cars that they made in the 1980s. Which is just as well, because although the Metro name is the same as the Mini Metro from the 1980s, now that it was a Rover, they really did want to bring it up to the Rover standard and make people think and let people know that this was a cut above from the Mini Metro and that this was now a Rover.
But it handles as well as it should.
Oh, it's like a little go-kart, isn't it?
It's, I mean, yeah, the pillars bit. I mean, you know, the Saxo is still an old car as well, but it's still a generation on from this.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a lot more raw in terms of the experience than the Saxo.
Fucking hell. It's not good, is it?
It's not great parking, is it? Not round a blind corner. Ridiculous. Zip along. And I've only got a 4-speed gearbox, but it's not. I mean, my commute is motorway every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, you expect that maybe 4th gear would be a little bit too short, but the engine's such a smooth engine that at motorway speeds it's not too loud. It's a very easy car to drive as well. It's exceptionally easy to drive, even with no power steering and stuff. I'm sure you've seen the crash test of a Metro.
Yeah. You've seen the crash test of a Saxo, almost as bad, like.
Almost as bad, yeah. The Metro has a really bad reputation. You know, people say, oh, I wouldn't want to crash in one of them. Fair enough, it will kill you. But this AX, the Nova, the Mark 1, 2 and 3 Fiesta, the Renault 5, they'd all stopped being made.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, the 205, the AX and the Renault 5 all stopped in production in 1996. There's a reason they stopped making them all in 96. It's because Euro NCAP was coming in 97. And they didn't want their cars to get like 1 star or no stars.
Yeah.
And Rover just kept making the Metro, and there seems to be roadworks there.
Cars are very of their time as well. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, if you look at the Fiat Punto, it was a 4-star car, the Mark III, when it came out, and then they left it for 13 years, so. And it got like 0.
They tested it again and it got 0, yeah. It's ridiculous how much the standard moves on. I mean, there is a video on the internet, I don't know why this car, I mean, I know there's just been things about this car is going very slowly. There's a video on the internet of the development of the Metro, the original Austin Metro from 1980.
Big car, is it?
And no, it's not. It's the one that British Leyland made themselves. I think the video is just called Austin Metro Development or
Right,
something like
okay.
that, and there are like 3 parts of it. Anyway, and in that there is a crash test bit where they talk about the safety features of it, and they actually show the video of it being crash tested. But the crash test is at 30 mile an hour, not 40 mile an hour, and it's full frontal, not offset, because that's just how the standard was at the time. And they declare it was known as the safest super mini about at the time.
Yeah.
But by 1997, it just wasn't. It was crap just because standards moved on. So I get that people think it's unsafe, but it's safer than a mini.
My car was marketed, some of it on having good side impact protection.
Yeah.
Bloody fell apart when it when it crashed, but
for the time.
when you were considering a Metro as your first car, what did your parents think in aspect of safety and crashing and things like that?
Well, they know that I want an old car and I'll end up with a mini someday.
Yeah.
And the truth of it is that cars move on in terms of safety. You know, no car is safe forever. Cars, you know, start out as safe as they're designed to be, but over time standards move on. And so for the 80s, a Metro was perfectly safe. It's just compared to modern cars that a Metro isn't safe. But they always knew that I would end up in an old car anyway, so there's no point trying to say, oh no, you can't have one of them because it's unsafe. Because that's not... It will be unsafe if you get idiots like that. But, you know, it's nothing to do with about the car being unsafe, because the car has just moved on so much.